Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Bandwidth for Android App Arena is provided by CacheFly at CacheFly.com. Hi, everybody. It's time for our annual audience survey. We'd really like to hear from you. It helps us understand our audience better, know what you like and don't like, how you listen to the show. It also helps us tell advertisers what kind of people listen. But I promise you, your feedback is always kept personally anonymous. All you have to do is visit twit.tv/survey and let us know what you think. It'll just take a few minutes, and it'll help us make Twit even better. We really appreciate your support and any help you can give us. twit.tv/survey.
This is Android App Arena, episode 86 for Wednesday, February 24th, 2016. Clipboard. This episode of Android App Arena is brought to you by Automatic, the connected car company that improves your driving and integrates your car into your digital life. For more information, visit automatic.com/twit and enter the code TWIT to get 20% off your purchase. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Android App Arena. I'm your host, Jason Howell. Android has thankfully come a long way with copy and paste over the years. It used to be the biggest pain to kind of highlight the text on the screen, select a single copy action, all that kind of stuff. But now the user experience is rather nice. Beyond that simple action, though, there really isn't a lot of extra functionality around it. Select, copy, and paste is basically the end of the line in stock Android. So today's apps extend that functionality further, sometimes keeping a running vault of your clipboard history, sometimes bringing more features into the experience that we're used to seeing on our desktop machines. Let's take a look at 3 apps that will give your clipboard some extra muscle in today's roundup. Let's take a look at an app that has been doing the clipboard management thing for quite a few years by now. It's called Clipper Plus. It's been redesigned and tweaked over the years and looks pretty fresh with some material design touches sprinkled throughout, with that floating action button that you see down there taking on different functionality depending on the state of the app, as it's supposed to. First is this lists section. Now, by default, you get clipboard and snippets as lists, and you can see those lists denoted by tabs up top that you can swipe between once new ones are created. Now, I'll swipe over to clipboard. This is the dumping ground for any text that I copy throughout the day, let's say. I'll hop into Keep to show you what I'm talking about here. I'll copy some text and then back over to Clipper Plus, and there's that text that I copied, stored for me if I happen to need that again later. Now, tapping that text then copies it to memory again so that I can paste it somewhere else. I can keep this log trim by dialing in an automatic cleanup setting. Right now it's set to 20 items before it begins to flush out old clippings. Now, swiping left again takes me to the snippets section. This is where I can store text that I might regularly want to copy and paste into things. Store them here. Then when I need them, I simply open up Clipper Plus, go to the snippets, and tap the block of text, and then, of course, paste it elsewhere. The free version of Clipper has basic functionality, but with a $1.99 upgrade to Clipper Plus, you get unlimited clippings, note synchronization to the web between devices, dynamic values for dropping in things like date and time dynamically, of course, and no ads in the app. Find Clipper and Clipper Plus in the Play Store now. Copy and paste management is one thing, but what about some of the other features that we've kind of grown accustomed to in the desktop environment, things like undo and redo, or how about find and replace? Well, Inputting Plus brings a host of those handy features to your Android device while implementing the floating button method of activation. We'll first set it up here by, of course, enabling the service, as well as the helper down below. This is how all those handy extra features like undo and replace are inserted into text fields. Also, I'll activate floating bubble, which you'll see in a second. Now let's hop on over to Keep again, and right away, you see that blue bubble appear underneath the text entry? That's Inputting Plus. Tapping that blue bubble overlays a text entry block belonging to Inputting Plus, And now you can see my entire passage imported from Keep into the text box of Inputting Plus, if that makes sense. If I delete part of that text and change my mind, I can tap the undo button up top and that'll bring it back. If this happened to be a super large block of text, that search button actually brings me to the find and replace functionality. This is all very handy, but if I want some added clipboard functionality, well, just go into the settings and activate Clip Stack. And with an additional install of the free add-on called Clip Stack, now my copy history is kept based on my own settings and can be imported into the Inputting Plus interface. It's that clipboard icon up there at the top corner. I'll tap that, and now my clipboard history is available to be pasted into the box when I tap that document icon. Some other features of Inputting Plus include security lock with PIN or with fingerprint, so your clipboard doesn't open to anyone who has your phone. And passwords are ignored by default, but there are settings to include those from within apps if you wish, as well as blacklisting individual apps. So many more features here, so check it out for yourself and see what I've missed. Find Inputting Plus in the Play Store for free with a 99-cent upgrade that keeps a timeline view of your history inside the app. Do you like the colorful feel of Google Keep? If you've ever used Keep, you know what I'm talking about. And if so, you might like the vibrance of Native Clipboard. Now, when setting up this app, you get a taste of how it all works by setting up how the app's features are actually activated. It's kicked off within a text field where you can choose to either double tap, triple tap, or tap and then long tap. So hold it down a little bit longer. And once you let go, that brings up Native Clipboard's interface down below. I'm going to go ahead and select triple tap for my resurrection method, for lack of a better word. Now, let's hop on over to Google Keep once more and copy a phrase. I'll then triple tap at the end of this block of text, and there's the Native Clipboard interface that appears down below. You can see the bit of text that I just copied is imported in one of those boxes, along with some other pieces of text from other times. Now, tapping one of those boxes brings the copy right into the text field inside Keep. Tap and holding on a block actually brings it up larger so that I can edit the block, let's say, before pasting it into Keep. And if I want to clean things up from my options down below, I can simply swipe away the ones I don't need anymore. Settings for Native Clipboard bring a couple of different color themes, as well as full customization if you want to get all crafty. You can also tweak the sizing of the clipboard interface so it fits your keyboard better, and how your clipboard history is sorted for you. I have it sorted as most recent up top. I did have some trouble resurrecting the Native Clipboard interface within a text block and found I had the best luck doing the action at the end of the block, which could be a bit inconvenient, but overall, this is an interesting way to tackle the inclusion of advanced clipboard functionality. Find Native Clipboard for free in the Play Store. Now, of the three that I've just shown off here, Inputting Plus really seems to be the most feature-rich clipboard management app. But no matter what, having at least one of this type of app installed on your device at all times can really save you. Even if it's running in the background and you rarely ever use it. Heck, you can forget that it's even there. Then, that one time you need to recover something or face dire consequences, hey, you're saved. And you're welcome. All right, before we move on, let's thank the sponsor of today's episode, and that's Automatic. Chances are your car hasn't fully kept up with technology, and that's exactly where Automatic comes in. It's a small adapter that turns any car into a connected car. You just plug the Automatic into the same port that your mechanic uses to diagnose engine problems, and it opens up just a ton of possibilities. Automatic lets you keep track of your fuel mileage, your vehicle health. You could expense business trips with a single tap. You could even link your car to the connected devices that power your life. What's that check engine light really mean? It'll tell you the answer to that. Automatic tells you before you go to the shop. Automatic can also integrate with your Nest thermostat, let's say, to know when you're home, for example. And it can even provide the answer to one of the questions we've all had, which is, where on earth did I park the car? It gives you a lot of guidance around how you're driving and stuff as well. I've noticed that I've really come to depend on some of the audible tones that it will sound when I'm, say, taking off too fast or coming to a stop too quickly, things that burn your gas mileage over time. It works on nearly every car made after 1996 and takes minutes to install. It also connects to your iPhone or Android device over Bluetooth when you get in the car. You'll get real-time performance data. It uses intelligent coaching, like I said, to help you maximize your fuel economy and reduce wear and tear on your vehicle. The dashboard web app actually provides granular information and lets you export your trips if you need to. Gives a plain English explanation for your check engine light. An automatic app platform integrates in so many ways, things like Nest, Your Mechanic, FreshBooks, and more. You can file business expenses with apps like Concur and Expensify. It even works with If This Then That for even more possibilities, so you can integrate your car into your digital life in super unique ways. Supports Apple Watch as well as Pebble, and there are no monthly fees or subscriptions required, and Automatic never sells your data. Automatic is normally $99.95, but when you use our special offer code TWIT, you're going to save 20%. Go to automatic.com/twit for more information and to purchase, and use offer code TWIT to save 20% off the regular purchase price. That's automatic.com/twit, and we thank them for their support. All right, if you wish you could be Marty McFly videotaping Doc Brown as he shows off the plutonium needed to generate a nuclear reaction that would provide 1.21 gigawatts of power for time travel, then you need this next app. If you're looking for a way to take a trip back in time to the land of breakdancing, neon lights, peg jeans, and popped collars, in other words, the 80s, you might not want to do that, but you might be interested in a new app called VHS Camcorder by Rare Vision. Now, when you load up the app, you get this nice full screen representation of an old VHS tape, so you know it's too legit to quit. VHS Camcorder is exactly what it sounds like. It's a camera app that pretty successfully imitates the glitchy look of badly tracked videocassette tapes. You get that nice tracking interference down at the bottom there. No tracking controls, unfortunately. The colors are desaturated, as they should be. The video's nice and grainy. Honestly, to my eyes, and believe me, I did a lot of recording with camcorders in my day, it looks pretty darn true to the source. You can record a video with front and rear-facing cameras alike, or if you actually hold down the record button, denoted as rec here, that'll actually snap a photo for you. The zoom buttons have a nice kind of smooth mechanical action to them that seems to replicate the old hardware zoom that, at least in my case, I used regularly on my dad's camcorder. And in the menu, you can do things like spoof the date, so you can make it truly old school. Set it back in the 80s sometime. I could add some cheesy titles to the video to make it look professional, like the pros do. And the video filters add a bit of variation, including multicolor that adds a pretty familiar haze of colors that slowly washes upward over time, as well as black and white for an even old schooler than old school effect. If you want to record your own found footage masterpiece based in the 80s, and who doesn't, then you'll probably find VHS Camcorder to be totally tubular to the max. Find it in the Play Store for $2.99. Filters, what don't they do? Am I right? I'm sorry about that last app, but I can't wait to hear what you guys do with it. Send me your favorite apps, your categories, or heck, send me the videos that you record with that last app to arena@twit.tv. You can also post those links to the subreddit at androidapparena.reddit.com, and I check in on that over time. The show plays live every Wednesday around 5 p.m. Pacific following Tech News Today at twit.tv/live. And the new episode of the show will appear later that evening in the feeds and on the show page. The most important URL for you to remember is twit.tv/arena. All right, that is it, folks. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Jason Howell, and I'll see you next week in the arena.